Hi everybody, this is Sarah at the Wyndham Public Library and I'm here for June's Art Night In. The exciting thing about this month is that we are going to have take-home kits for anyone that would like to come and pick them up. They'll be available in the checkout area and it's a first come first serve kind of thing. We only have limited supplies, but I'm really hopeful that some folks will come and pick it up. And then our Art Night In videos are changing to the first Friday of every month so that you can follow along right away after picking up your kit. The videos will also always be on Facebook and be on our YouTube channel, so you can follow along anytime you want. They're always there. This month we are going to make paper flowers out of newspapers and tissue paper. This one's just out of newspaper. I'm going to show you one that's kind of using both so that you can see the sections, and we'll get started right away. Okay, in your kit you're going to find some wires for the stems, some newspaper, some tissue paper, and you'll just need scissors from home, and that's it. All right, so let's get started. In your kit you will have some newspaper that's about this size, cut into kind of square sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you're also going to have some tissue paper about this size, and what we want to do is just cut them down to the same size. So I'm going to trim my tissue paper over here, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to trim that down. That's about the size we need. Now I'm making big flowers like peonies, and for those you need larger rectangles, but if you wanted to go smaller you could make a ton of smaller flowers using what you have in your kit. Also, if you have any tissue paper or newspaper at home, this is a very easy project to do. So we're going to layer them. We're going to start with one layer of newspaper, and then a layer of tissue paper, and then a layer of newspaper, a layer of tissue paper, and newspaper. And I'm going to try and pull them all up to the edge, right along the edge right here. And I'm going to start folding. So I'm going to fold, and we're going to fold it like a fan. And I'm going to flip it over, fold, flip it over, and fold just like a fan, all the way down. I actually learned how to do this craft at my hometown library, and I really, really enjoy it. So you have a fan-like structure, and you're going to pinch that right in the middle, right there, and we're going to wrap. So we're going to take the wire, we'll extend it a little bit further, bend it down, and then just give it a good twist right here. All right, so we have it just like that. And then, depending on the types of flowers you want, you can either do a circle side or pointy side, and I'll do one of each just to show you what it looks like. So for this one, I'm going to just cut a rounded edge. So just a rounded edge like that. For this one, I'm going to cut a pointed edge, and you can see the difference in the flowers. And so now we're going to make the flower. Right now it looks like nothing, but wait till you see when we finish. Let's do this side first. So what we do is we spread it open like this. And it's going to be a little bit harder with the newspaper, and it's okay if you hear some tearing. That's totally fine. You're going to separate and start pulling this layer away from the tissue paper layer. And you want it to get a little crinkly. That's actually what makes it look like a flower. So we're going to pull up and away, and you can kind of like slip your fingers down in there. You see I ripped it, but that's totally fine. The newspaper gives it that book look, so it's kind of like a library flower. All right, and so I pulled that first layer up. You can see that I've pulled it up and I've bent it towards the middle of the flower. And then I'm going to take my second layer, which will be so much easier because it's tissue paper, and I'll pull that layer up. Tissue paper is a little bit easier to manipulate, and so you're going to want to straighten up those leaves because they might crinkle down. And then I'm going to pull my newspaper layer up. So see, I have 3 more layers. I have a newspaper, a tissue paper, and another newspaper. I'm going to pull that newspaper layer right up. And again, ripping is totally fine. You want it to be a little bit crinkled because that's what gives it the real flowery type look. Pull it away. And then pull the pink up. And the same with the last row. Now the last row, I sometimes like to tear a little bit and kind of leave some down as if petals are drooping. And what you have here is half of a flower already. And I love the pink inside the newspaper pages. So I'll quickly go through this side so that you can see what it looks like pointy. And I don't want to bore you with doing both sides. So we'll go through this side really quickly. And what you have in the end is a perfect flower. And this one right here is pointy sides. I think it just depends on what you like. I like the rounded sides. They do look like peonies to me. The pointed sides, I actually had done those in red, white, and blue once for the 4th of July picnic that we had. And we put them in little bottles. And they were the centerpieces for the 4th of July picnic. So I'm just pulling apart these layers. And you can see the flowers already forming. And I don't want to finish it because I think that you already get the idea of how it's done. So again, these can be done in any size. You can do them in a really small size. You're just folding a fan, pinching in the middle, wrapping that wire around, and then either rounding out the edges or pointing out the edges. And then you slowly peel apart the layers and you'll get something that looks like this. And if I show you, this is where I pinched it in the middle. And by the time I had pulled all of them together, it looks like a flower. So I hope that you enjoy this. And again, you can stop at circulation and you can pick up your kit. We'll have limited amounts available, but you know, first come, first served, and come and grab that and make a kit with me. And then from now on, all of our art videos will be on the first Friday of every month, and there will be a takeout home kit every single month. So I really look forward to doing these crafts with you. Take care.